Okay. Flip the camera.
There we go.
Sorry if if we're not. I don't like this being close up, but
best solution.
I'm trying, so I hope you can hear us.
Yeah, likewise.
This is Vincent saying.
Yeah, from Cinema Complexium, one of the reviewers.
And I'm Valerie Complex, and we just came from seeing Truth or Dare.
Truth or Dare.
Truth or Dare.
No, but we need you to hear that we said Truth or Dare.
Because if you heard Truth or Dare, then you must do the truth and the dare.
It's one or the other.
I dare you not to see this movie. I dare you to save your money. Especially if you live in New York City.
Here's the thing about the film. When it's at its craziest, like when it's trying to be inventive with the dares and, of course, some of the set pieces, that's when it's at its most ludicrously guilty pleasure fun. When it tries to take itself seriously, it fails royally and epically and unintentionally funny in that regard.
It's no Happy Death Day. Because, see, no. I liked Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day knew exactly what it was and didn't try to be anything else.
And that's what made Happy Death Day work, is that it was self-aware and it actually poked fun at its concept and actually had found ways to actually make it fun and interesting. Here, it sort of does that with the dares, at least with the set pieces involving the victims, but then all of a sudden it tries to basically inject storytelling and character development for characters that are generally unlikable.
Sorry for the background noise. We're still in the theater and they're like vacuuming sporadically, so apologies in advance.
Yeah, likewise. But I mean, the actors are what you expect from these films. I'm sorry if I can't stop laughing. It's just like it goes through the tropes and the expectations you come to expect from I know
there really is always something happening in the background because we try to do it at the movies,
and we appreciate your comments because now this time we see them.
Not because we can see them this time, but I had to write down some notes because oh my god,
she took notes.
But I took notes and it was like right from the gate the tropes
kicked
started
in, like hard.
Like, I don't care if you like use tropes or whatever, but do it well. My God, like.
Well, don't do it by paint by numbers and predictable. That was the problem with the film. It's just kind of going through the motions. You're not going to be surprised when you see that it's basically considered a discount Final Destination.
It's like Final Destination / The Ring.
Discounted, though.
For Gen Xers. For Gen Xers who like YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah. As if we didn't.
But not as good.
No, not only that, as if we didn't have the attention span to remember those two films.
Right.
Yeah.
It was, yes, that's definitely the first trope. Dare to kiss someone you're secretly in love with.
Wait, did you write the script?
Yeah, wait. Did you have something to do with the film? Because you already know too much. But no, seriously, it was very predictable.
It
like
is.
I
saw
everything coming. And it sucks when you're in the audience and you know what's coming and the people on screen have no idea what's going on. And it's so simple.
And I think the audience reaction was pretty telling, because it was like a mix between people that were just generally enjoying it, but then you have people that are just straight up just going like, what is this? And then other people that were just laughing their freaking ass off.
I also thought the trailer gave away way too much.
It did.
Because when I was watching it on screen, it didn't have the impact that it should have had when we were watching it. I was like, oh, saw that in the trailer. Oh, saw that in the trailer too. Oh, oh well, okay.
And that's the problem with the film marketing, particularly, is that
both, just to answer your question.
Yeah, and that, in terms of that question, you kind of saw it in the trailer.
Yeah.
And that's the extent of it. And that's my biggest problem, too, with the film. And believe me, because even though it looks like I'm laughing and enjoying it, I had problems with it, particularly the fact that it's PG-13. So you could tell they sanitized the violence just to appeal to a wide audience. And because of that, the thrills, the kills, and, of course, the horror element is not as exciting.
Right.
If I had to be very serious about this at the moment, and I feel like this is going to be the reason why it's going to be hard to get back into this film, in the coming weekends ahead.
Right. Yeah, I was shocked when it was
Yeah.
PG-13 too, because when I first saw the trailer, I could have swore it was rated R, and I
I
still
really
thought
thought it
up
would be.
until this point
Yeah,
it
I
was
thought it
rated
would be
R.
too.
But
And
no, it's PG-13.
It is straight up PG-13. We're talking like sanitized
Yeah.
for your nice, lovely kids to see it.
Why is some bad shit
know,
always happening
right?
in Mexico? Like, I have no idea. That's a good question. I would really like to know
It's
why
a hard
something...
trope, unfortunately, and it's like the easiest answer.
Well, some people
to
would
go
say because
for.
Mexico is close, but so is Canada. Why can't bad things happen in Canada?
Yeah, and you brought up a good point while we were watching it. The geography,
Yeah.
and the way it handles time and place. It's just like
Where are they? Are
you
they
don't
in
get
New
a sense of.
Mexico? Or...
Yeah, it would seem like they're around New Mexico because it seems that way. I mean, I recognize some of the locales, but not quite.
They didn't even say where they were in Mexico,
They never.
did they?
They never said it.
No, they never said
straight
it.
up. I mean, I would have to look at the uniforms particularly because that might give a good clue to where they really are.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it has a hard time really establishing that, and that's one of the bigger problems with the film. And besides, I mean, to me, it's like, yeah, I mean, you could situate it anywhere. That's the thing. And it would change the fact that the story kind of goes by the beats and the characters are just ultimately going through their typical, you know, teen
But
young
even-
adult bullshit.
But yeah, I was gonna say even down to the
Yeah.
characters, like they each
Yeah.
fit like the typical horror
The
tropes, the good
typical
girl
horror.
version, the slut, the jock, the smart guy,
The nerd.
the nerd, the lover boy. It was like so whack. Like
Yeah.
they couldn't do anything different. Like,
And I hope you guys know that the acting is not going to be of any caliber, and unfortunately, that's the case here. It's all your typical young actors and actresses given material that just doesn't.
I mean,
utilize it as well.
I didn't go into it expecting like Aaron Sorkin type dialogue, but even it was cheesy even for like
Yeah,
Blumhouse horror.
it is.
Like
It's the
stupid
typical
stuff
standard
like
stuff from them.
she was at the police station
Yeah.
and came out and was like, that did not go well.
No.
Like we see it didn't go well. Well, people were laughing, but probably not at the parts that were appropriate for laughter.
Like, here's the funny thing. Like
William
I said,
Dafoe smile.
oh my god. Oh yeah, that's right. It's kind of like that. Here's the problem.
Truth
and
or dare.
Truth or
I can't even.
dare.
Oh my god.
Truth or dare.
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry. It just makes my face bloated.
I know.
I'm
It
doing
just
that.
makes my cheeks hurt.
But anyway, with that particular point, my problem with the film, though, overall, is like it doesn't know if it wants to take itself seriously or it wants to basically, have fun with it. And it has this sort of like tonal shift throughout the film. And the more I talk about it, the more I realize, it does have tone issues. It's actually inconsistent. Because at one point, when it's actually going gonzo crazy, I was having a blast. I was just enjoying how stupidly ludicrous this shit gets. But then
It slows down.
It slows down to develop these characters that are ultimately kind of dicks, and just basically are doing their typical teen, young adult bullshit that we've seen over and over and over again in these fucking horror movies.
I think that it I don't know. Also, the cast is like super white. I mean,
Well, it's not only that. They're also, you can tell they have not done anything that is noteworthy, and they're kind of like sort of like that. But then there's the couple of wise ass teens that
they're
are
not
just a
they're not teenagers. They're seniors in college.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I thought they were teens too until
I think they never really like settle on it. Like they touch upon it, but then they just kind of move on from it, and it's just hard. Like I said, it's hard to really get a sense of what's happening in the story, especially like the time jump. Like, oh wait a minute, wait. At first we were confused. Like they went from this location to that location. In this case, Mexico to wherever the hell they are. I mean, it just the editing is very disjointed, and you could tell the edits were made to sanitize this film.
Yeah, it seemed like something that happened after the film was originally done.
Yeah.
And they were like, let's get a wider audience in here, and so they cut like most of the film down. That's what it seems like.
And that ultimately hurts the film.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know.
To be straight with everyone who's watching right now.
I can't say that I recommend it because
I don't recommend it unless, of course, you see it with a group of people. I would say, if you see it with a group of people, you might have a blast. It depends on how well it does this weekend because it's up. I think it's up with only like one film right now.
Is that Rampage or does that come
Rampage.
out? Okay.
Rampage. It's going to be up with Rampage, and Rock is like a big ticket drawer at the moment. So there's that. I would say though that with Truth or Dare, it's kind of the standard horror stuff you've seen from Blumhouse. So if you like that stuff, you don't mind seeing that type of stuff that's basically, trying to have fun, trying to, honor these traditions, then you might have a good time with it. But if you want something different and you want something a little bit more inspired, you're not going to get it with this film, to be perfectly honest.
And again, I don't feel like we're being too hard on the film.
Yeah.
I feel like I said, I don't care about repeating tropes. I don't care about same stuff, as long as you just do it well and it's entertaining.
Right.
But what is this? The film was only like 90 minutes, but it felt like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, it's the pacing and the editing, and the editing is the big problem here. I think that's why we felt the runtime too.
Well, the way the film set it up is like when people were telling truth, they were telling like stuff that would hurt people's feelings.
Yeah, like a dark secret.
Like
that
a dark,
they didn't want
right?
to establish, and there's like a couple of those.
But I guess it was like 2 truths and a dare. Or whatever.
Yeah, that was like, and that's another part I had a problem with the film, is like its rules are so inconsistent as to how this curse works, and how the game works. It felt like it just worked because it's convenient, or we have to ratchet up the tension because, oh shit, people are asleep.
Like, it's like also the whack backdoor sequel setup nonsense that happens at the end is so
So if you want more of these...
I cannot stand when films do that. Like, just let the film ride out and let the public determine if they want a sequel.
Yeah.
Don't like set up something for a sequel and then people, especially when it was like super rushed. Like they ran out of money at the last minute. It was like, let's just get this over with. And
you can see the cheapness coming by the end of it. Even I was shocked. I was like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be theatrically released. Why the hell can I tell that that's a green screen in the back, or in this case, a blue screen?
I mean, I know Blumhouse does things on a budget, so I'm not like trying to hate on that. But
you'll feel the budget with this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're gonna see the budget, you're gonna feel the budget. Yeah, it will. Yes, it will. It will be a movie without a conclusion because they set it up that way.
Unfortunately.
But whether or not I really just didn't enjoy this movie. Not like I enjoyed Get Out or Happy Death Day even. Happy Death Day was a lot of fun. It was entertaining.
I was surprised by that film, to be perfectly honest.
It was surprising, and it had all the tropes and everything, but it worked well with all of that.
And here's the thing. The actors and characters were at least written well enough
that
I cared about them. I actually liked those characters, especially the lead in that film. I felt had a character change. Like, she has a clear arc. I'm like, holy crap, this is a typical scenario, yet they find a way to make it more inspired, and more importantly, they make it actually kind of enjoyable because I like this character. There's none of that in this film.
Yeah, and
Genie in the
it
Box.
doesn't even seem like the actors are having fun. Like, they're just there.
They're going through the motion.
Going through the motions and just saying lines. And again, I don't expect, like, the Royal Shakespeare Theater acting, but, I mean, God, can you, like, at least pretend like you are, like, can you at least
elevate
pretend?
the material?
Do something. Like,
I'm trying not to lay the blame on the actors. I think
not their fault.
It's the writers and the directors and the producers who are pretty much didn't really do anything with this material, and it had the potential to at least be fun, and it sort of is, but only in sporadic moments.
Like, there are some,
I say sporadic.
Before we go, there are some really great moments, like the rooftop.
Yeah, the rooftop scene was well paced. Well, that was like the one time where the editor was allowed to, like, oh crap, I can actually do an actual decent horror scene. Let's do it. And then I thought some of the kills were actually kind of funny in a guilty pleasure sort of way.
Sorry, there's a crowd coming through Mad Lounge.
We're in a big...
Okay, yeah, we're down on 42nd Street, so...
Yep.
So some of the kill scenes were really great, like the scene with the father and the kid.
Actually, yeah, because that had dramatic tension to it. That was fine.
But I think the rooftop was probably like the highlight.
Yeah, the rooftop's the highlight. I felt like the cop thing was kind of convenient just to get characters to 3.
I am playing Truth or Dare, and I'm going to give you the truth. If you live in a city where ticket is more than $7, then I think you should wait.
Yeah,
That's the truth.
For those who don't want to pay the premium. But if you don't mind catching a matinee with a group of friends and maybe get buzzed, you might have a good time.
You might enjoy it, but
Keyword
overall,
buzz.
I can't recommend this. If you want to watch some good films, you can watch Get Out, you can watch A Happy Death Day, you can watch Final Destination, you can watch The Ring. All of that.
Japanese and English.
Yeah, all of that
At least the first one.
is encompassed in this film. So, I think that's it. Any other last words?
Nothing really to add because it's kind of straightforward with this film, unfortunately.
It's simplistic in its nature, and there's not much for us to discuss. We've pretty much touched on everything, so
I think we covered everything we needed to cover with this film.
Pretty much. So if you want to check us out on social media, tell people where they can find you.
You can find me on the Review Machine Twitter, in the Moment 47, and I have a review blog that I occasionally do for long-form reviews, the Review Vault, through the Blogger, Google. So you can check my stuff out there.
And you can find me on Twitter at Valerie Complex, all one word, and on Instagram at Valerie_Complex. And I'm not sure what we're seeing next week, but we'll definitely be back. Also, look forward to another video that I'm going to be dropping this week about Black superheroes and film. And that's it. Take care,
all right,
folks.
Take care, folks.
You know, I always have trouble if I can swipe down to stop.
Swipe down to stop.
There you go.
There you go.